In this video, I'm going to show you how to draw a deployment diagram in StarUML. Now, the first step is going to be to open up StarUML, and then you want to go to File, top left, click on New, and that's going to create a new project for you, okay? Now, first, we're going to have to add a deployment diagram, so you want to go to Model up top, hover over Add Diagram, and do Deployment Diagram over here, which will change this thing over here on the left, and this one over here on the right, okay? So that's kind of the essentials of what we have to do, and then we can go ahead and start on our canvas over here. So first, we're going to be modeling the online shopping system deployment, okay? So of course, you could model whatever you want. I'm just going to show this for this tutorial, and hopefully it's going to help you out to then create your own deployment diagrams as well, okay, with this knowledge. So first, of course, we're going to have main nodes, which are going to be the client machine, which will run on the web browser, the web server, which will host the web application, the application server, which will run on business logic, and then basically the database server, which will store data, okay? Now, deployment diagrams show where software runs physically in the system, so that's actually a very convenient look. You'll see in a few minutes whenever we're done with this, okay? Now, first step is going to be to actually add nodes, okay? So this is going to be the hardware or execution environment. Now, first we're going to go to the toolbox on the left, and we're going to click on node here at the very bottom under deployment, okay? So just click on node, click anywhere in the workspace, and then just rename it to whatever you want. I'm going to do client machine. Okay, so you could also add a note here, which will specify which OS or browser it is if needed. So for me, I'm going to double click, and this one over here is going to allow me to add a note. I'm just going to add a note like this, and I'm going to type in Google Chrome. Okay, just like that. Just kind of a side note I'm going to leave over here. So that's the first one. The second one for me is going to be the web server. So I'm going to add a new node, and I'm going to click on the web server, and I'm going to put this just below the client machine. And then the third one is going to be the application server. So here, I'm going to do application server. There we go. I'm going to put this one just below as well. And then here, I'm going to have the database server, which is going to be the last one. So database server, just like this. There we go. So that's now it, okay? You could, of course, arrange this from top to bottom, bottom to top. You could go from left to right, whatever you want to achieve. I'm just going to leave it like this because I do think it looks quite nice, okay? Now, the next part is going to be to actually add artifacts, okay? So we have the artifacts over here on the left. Now, these are deployed software units like .jar, .war, or executables. Now, from the toolbox, you're going to have to select this artifact over here, and then you basically have to click on here and click on anywhere you want over here. So, for example, we have the artifact 1, and we're going to rename it by clicking on that part where it says artifact 1. And for the client machine, we're going to have web browser, okay? Or mobile app. It would be, doesn't really matter. I'm going to do web browser like this, and I'm going to hover over it over here on the right hand side, and I'm actually going to drag it inside the client machine just like that, so it goes under it, okay? And I'm going to actually position this one over here. Now, I could resize it if I wanted to. I'm just going to leave it like it is right now. I'm going to add one for the web server as well, and it's going to be front-end application. So I'm just going to add a new one, front-end application. There we go, just like that. And I'm going to drag and drop it into the web server over here. There we go. So we have everything nice and organized. Then we also have one for the application server, which in my case is going to be order processing service or payment service. So I'm going to go ahead and put in the payment service. So payment service. There we go. And I'm going to drag this one inside application server, okay? And then last but not least, we have the database server over here, which I'm going to put in online shopping DB or database, okay? So online shopping DB, like this. There we go. And I'm going to put this one into my database server. And as you can see here on the right, everything is nice and organized. Now, that's pretty much how it's going to look like. Now, the next step is going to be to actually connect nodes. And we're going to use the communication path, which is going to be like a line between nodes to show these network connections. So I'm going to go to a communication path. I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to connect client machine to web server like this. There we go. And then I'm going to connect web server to application server to kind of show this as well. And then the last one is going to be, of course, you guessed it, application server to database server like that. And we do have these neat connections over here, okay? So, of course, whenever you do this, you can then go ahead and arrange these layouts however you want them to be. You could go and make them however you wish, actually. And yeah, that is basically going to be your deployment diagram. So I hope this video helped you out. If it did, please subscribe to the channel and help me out as well.